In this extraordinary match, it is everything we hoped it would be. It's City 1, Arsenal 2 at half-time. Well, let's go and get the thoughts of our panel. Paul Dickov, Toni Duggan, and of course Natalie.
Welcome back to Matchday Live. We have moved inside to the studio for the halftime and the full-time show. And I'm still joined by Paul Dickov and by Toni Duggan. So it's 2-1 at halftime to Arsenal, although I feel much better now than I did after the first 10 minutes. City seemed to come alive after Arsenal went 2-0 up. We'll get the thoughts from our guests as well. But Paul, what's your overall impression of that first 45?
A bit like you, I was dreading the worst after the first 10 minutes. You know, we actually said we would come inside because it was too cold so we could watch the goals, and we ended up missing the first one because we were walking back over. But, you know, Gareth was talking about, in his interview beforehand, about having a fast start, maybe getting after Arsenal, and yet again we conceded early doors and put ourselves in the back foot.
Yeah, it was a far from ideal start, Toni, but I was really impressed with how City reacted when they went 2-0 down.
Yeah, I mean, it was important for them to react. I think we also seen the slow starts against Villa and against United, so it's unfortunate that they conceded so early again. But yeah, they got themselves back in the game. You know, it's vital. 2-1's completely different to 2-0, you know. I think, you know, the heads are down, but going in at half-time now, they can regroup and, you know, get themselves sorted for the second half. I think there's more goals definitely in this game. I'm surprised they even finished 2-1, to be honest, because both teams have more chances.
Yeah, your 3-2 prediction that you had.
Still on. It is.
It's still very much on. Yeah, I mean, an incredible stat about Manchester City this season. They've earned 10 points from losing positions, more than any other side in the WSL. I mean, it's not the stat you want to be top on, but I guess, you know, at least when we're going behind, we're coming back, Paul.
Yeah, it shows character. You know, Toni said the United game, Villa last week, to concede early and then to do it again today. You know, you can let your heads go down. But they've come back in back end of the first half and they've actually looked a better team, looked a most dangerous team. You know, both wide players looking a real threat, getting lots of crosses in the box. So it's been really positive how they've come back into it as well. You know, in 2-1 going into the second half, they'll be thinking they can get something out of the game now.
Yeah, I think Gino for me has been vital. I think, you know, she's created so much. She obviously got the assist for the goal from Fowler, but even creating other opportunities and, you know, getting the shots away. And I think obviously Arsenal's left-hand side has been affected with the, you know, Katie McCabe being missing. Steph Catley's been playing centre half for previous games, so you can see that there's an edge and a nervousness about them. And I just think if City can keep getting in down that right-hand side, I think that's where they're going to get more joy.
Yeah, Fowler and Fajina have been linking up lovely. They definitely look the liveliest of the City team. If we talk about the goals, though, Paul, let's start with Arsenal's first goal, which, of course, we didn't see. We were walking back from the ground to the stadium, well, very briskly, thinking we wouldn't miss anything. And then we heard a small roar and we thought, oh, no. And we got in here and we were able to see the replay. So pretty much a gift from City to Arsenal in the opening minutes of the game. So Chiara Keating passed the ball out to Laia Alexandri, who was pinched, who was robbed, shall we say, Paul?
You can, and I think you've got to give Arsenal a little bit of credit as well. You know, especially at the start of the game, they came here, we wondered how they were going to set up, being at the Joy Stadium, and they were really on the front foot. You know, they were pressing man for man. They know City want to play out from the back. They know that they take risks. And probably before the game, they felt that they could get something from it as well. And, you know, it was unfortunate. But then, once she's nicked the ball and she's got in there, it was a great finish, you know, just to bend it in the bottom corner.
Yeah, it was a lovely finish, wasn't it, Toni? She's seen the kind of small gap to the right-hand side of Chiara and she's managed to just get it past her.
Yeah, I actually thought Chiara done well by staying on the line because it made it more difficult for Mariana. You know, she comes out and she gives her the opportunity to take it round her. But Mariana, you know, that's a great finish. I know, obviously, we've given them that opportunity, but, I mean, it's still a great finish, you know, to say the amount of goal that she had. But yeah, Laia will be disappointed, and I think more so it's a Spanish teammate as well, and she's kind of gifted them a goal. But Laia's a great talent, so I'm sure she'll get her head back up and move on from that.
We gave away a few goals, of course, against United as well, playing out from the back as well, Paul. Obviously, we know that it's in Gareth's philosophy. We know it's in the philosophy of this club. He likes to, you know, we like to play out from the back. But is there any nervousness from you that this has happened quite a few times in recent games?
Well, it has, but it's risk and reward, isn't it? That's how the club want to play. You know, we're the same with the first team, into the women's team, all the way through down to the little kids in the academy. You know, that's what we do. That's how we play. And, you know, the manager and the people at the top, whether it be the women's or the men's team, that's what they want to do, and that's how they want to play it. And you're taking a chance, and you know, it looks wonderful 90% of the times when you do play out and you play between the lines and you create chances, but you're also giving the teams the opportunity to go and press you. But when you are playing out, you've got to make sure that every pass, you know yourself, Toni, every pass has got to be bang on. You know, there's little room for error in that.
I was only saying before the game as well, Paul, how composed and how good Laia is on the ball as well. Kind of jinxed it a little bit. But I also wonder if, you know, the chopping and changing between goalkeepers, is that given a little bit of nervousness to the defence? Because that's very out of character for Laia. And as you say, it is the philosophy of the club. You know, we did get caught out doing it against United on a few occasions. Is there a point where you go, you know, the first 10 minutes of the game, you know, we need to turn them? I know it's a bit old school, but Manchester City have really struggled in them first 10 minutes in the past 3 games now. So there comes a point when you think this is going to be costly to us. So it'll be interesting to see how, I think they're settled into the game now, but maybe the game's going forward, you know, how they go on from that.
Yeah, I completely agree, especially when you've got Vivian up there. We spoke before the game about how good she is at holding the ball up. You know, we've seen it with Erling Haaland and Ederson sometimes, that if teams are going to press you, you just go a little bit longer, get it up there, and then at least you can get up the pitch then and play from there. And you know, I think Vivian's excellent at holding the ball up as well, so it might be something to look at in future games.
Yeah, you can still keep your identity, can't you? But it's just about managing. You know, if the team's not playing too well in the first minutes of games, why is that happening? What can we do better? And as you say, there's no problem in having a plan B. You can still always go back to plan A. But yeah, it's something for guys to think about. I mean, hopefully it doesn't cost us this game. There's still a long way to go in the second half. But yeah, it's unfortunate.
I think the impressive thing is how they've come back into it as well. You know, because at 2-0, could possibly been 3-0 as well. But then, you know, they've composed themselves, they've got down, they've started playing more in Arsenal's half as well, because a lot of the stuff that caused us problems was playing in our own half and not getting up the pitch. And as I said, when we get the ball out to Fujino, she's causing them all sorts of problems every time she gets the ball.
Yeah, of course, because it went 2-0 after 8 minutes as well. So that was a free kick that was played into the box, and it was Lottie Wooben-Moy who gets up. I mean, I feel like she was brave when I watched it back. You see Chiara Keating's running out with a fist up, and she still manages to get to it first. So that was 2-0. But then, of course, I've said it, I feel like City started to click then. They started to come back. It was that kind of feeling that we've had a few times this season. The momentum started to swing towards City, and we got our goal, so 2-1 in the 20th minute. And it was Mary Fowler again, but it was that link-up, as you say, with Fujino that we've mentioned. So she plays the ball in from the right-hand side. As soon as he did it, we all went, oh, that's a lovely ball, hoping, you know, somebody is there. Mary Fowler was at the back post to nod it in, and it was, again, a lovely link-up between the two of them, Toni.
Yeah, it was. And Mary Fowler, we spoke about the pre-game, you know, the impact that she's been having on this team and getting on the score sheet again. But I think winger to winger, we spoke about it, didn't we, Paul? Like, that's what you're told as a wide player, you know, get in. Can you get on the second post and, you know, get them goals? But I'm wondering if it's a tactic as well for Man City, because Fujino's been getting to that byline and putting in some really good balls into the box. But yeah, I mean, great for them to get back into the game and show great character.
It was, and as you said, you know, you're taught since you were a little kid, didn't you? If you're a wide player, it's opposite wide man. Make sure you get in the box at the back post. And Mary's done really well, because the defender, the full-back's in front of her, and she, you know, she's not. This is coming from me. She's not the tallest, is she, Mary? You know?
No.
She's got up really well, and it's a great header. But I think that's something. Even from the other side, I'd like to see Mary getting the ball a little bit more. I know we're saying down our right-hand side will look really dangerous, but I think if we get the ball out to both wide players, it's going to cause them all sorts of problems.
Yeah, when it was Mary at the back post, yeah, again, with greatest respect to her and yourself, Paul, and other players that are not 6 foot tall, it was indeed surprising to see her there. But she's in incredible form at the minute. Like you say, we talked about it before. I think that is 5 now, 5 goal involvement, 7 goal involvements in her last 4 or 5 games. 5, I think, off the top of my head. Because she's been involved non-stop over the last few games. She really has seems to have hit a different level of form.
Yeah, she has, but the team are relying on her as well. As I said earlier, when you're losing someone like Lauren Hemp, then the rest of the players have to step up. You know, there's a lot of creativity in this team, and, you know, Mary's flourishing. Like, she's enjoying this role, she's enjoying this responsibility. It'd be interesting, obviously, when Lauren's back fit, to see how Gaz manages that and gets them in the team. Also got Carolyn on the bench to come on, who's a great talent in wide areas. So, you know, it's great that these players are in form, and how good could Manchester City be with all the players fit?
I think it's great saying Mary, she's really stepped up, hasn't she? You know, missing Lauren, and also the goals from Bunny. from Bunny Shaw that we're used to be getting. So it's important everybody else is nipping in with their goals.
You mentioned there Caroline on the bench, Bunny Shaw's on the bench as well. What do you want to see from City in the second half, Paul?
I think just how they finished the second half of the first half, if that makes any sense. You know, a lot more positive, playing in Arsenal's half, getting the ball out wide, getting the ball into Viv and going playing from there, because we caused them a lot of problems. And you know, in the first early stages of the game, we caused ourselves our own problems, but now we're causing Arsenal problems every time we go forward.
I think this happens as well against Manchester United. You know, we got the goal back before the break, went in at the half-time, all positive, come out and conceded straight away again. That can't happen in this game today if they want to take these points, because, you know, they've got themselves back in it, but they can't concede early on.
I think it's important they don't panic and try and go for it too soon, you know, because the longer the game goes on, even if it is still 2-1, you look at the talent they've got to come off the bench that can still go and get as a result.
Yeah, I mean, you know that I'm a little bit of a nervous fan, Paul, at the best of times, so you're always trying to make me feel better. A little bit, yeah. But that is exactly what was in my mind thinking about the second half there, Tony. The fact that I'm nervous. I'll feel better when we're past the first 5 minutes of the second half because of some of the things that have happened recently. And I know I'm a nervous fan, but hopefully that is not seeping out further than just me.
I'm sure guys will be reinforcing their messages to the team. I have no doubt about that, because it was a big shock to us. You know, we were all excited for the second half against Manchester United, and bang, they make an error and concede straight first minute. That's the game almost. Like, you know, it's really difficult to come back at 3-1 than it is 2-1. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure the girls will get off to a good start and, yeah, get back in this game. I mean, a point wouldn't be at the end of the world, but losing the game would be drastic, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, very much. Just looking at the table, I mean, Manchester United play Spurs later on as well. So we are on 25 as it stands, Arsenal on 27. So, yeah, I mean, we can't, like you say, a draw wouldn't be the end of the world. But, you know, in the second half, Paul, given the way that we finished that first half, there's got to be a confidence in the team and the fans that we can go on and we can get the 2 goals and we can stay defensively stronger in that second half.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be. And we're saying about not making mistakes early in the second half and talking about it at half-time, but they'll be positive about it as well. You know, and we said about it in the show at the very start that it's important that you finish in the top 3 this year. So a draw wouldn't be a bad result, but if we can get a win today, it puts that little bit of daylight between ourselves and Arsenal.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're just keeping an eye and we'll let you know when the players are coming back out. There is some players warming up on the pitch. If there is any changes, of course, Alistair Mann will let you know in that second half. My worry as well, obviously, Mida Motica knock in that first half. She was fine. She kept on playing, but she did seem to have a little hobble. I'm wondering if Gaz will risk her if there's anything there, obviously, given the fact that Bunny Shaw is on the bench.
The sports sciences will be on Adam. No, but it is a 3-game week, isn't it? So I'm sure, I know this game is the priority, but he will have them games in the back of his mind also. But I have no doubt that, yeah, Viv will probably be coming off for Bunny Shaw in the next 20-30 minutes. That won't be a sight that Arsenal want to see. I'd love them to be on the pitch together at the same time, but I think managing Viv's minutes at the minute is the most important, and also Bunny's. So, yeah, but Bunny, I mean, I'm sure she can come on and get on the score sheet. If anyone can, Bunny can.
We saw shots of her in that first half on the bench, laughing and smiling, and that was so lovely to see, Paul. We've so missed her, and I do expect and hope that we will see her in the second half.
I think they will, and look, she'll be desperate to get on there as well. And you know, she would have watched the last couple of games with Viv scoring goals and thinking, I've got my work cut out to get back in the team there. But you know, hopefully Viv is okay. But if she's not, it's not a bad substitute to come on, is it?
We can see there that the players for both teams are back out on the pitch. So thank you so much, Tony, and thank you, Paul. We'll be here at full time where hopefully we're talking about City adding to that incredible stat, coming back, getting 10 points from losing positions in the WSL this season. Hey, do you know what? Let's hope it's 13 by the end of the day. So we'll be back at full time. Get your commentary now on the Manchester City app with Alistair Mann and with Karen Bardsley.
Thanks, Natalie. Very good timing. Arsenal literally about to kick off the second half. And if City can turn this game around and score 2 goals and win 3-2, or even better, they'll get 500 WSL goals in the process. They're on 498 at the moment. So another couple of goals this afternoon, as well as securing 3 points, would also mean 500 in the WSL.